I'm here with Dr. Renana, and professor of marketing at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Renana, can you tell me, traditional media, is there still room for it?
So this was exactly the topic of our panel 2 hours ago, and the basic question is yes, big. What we say, or the outcome of this panel, was that we shouldn't cry for traditional media. It's not dead, it's alive, it's kicking, it's just complemented and reshaped by this variety of new channels and of new media that we have. It poses challenges to traditional media, but still consumers love traditional media. Consumers want to keep and consume it.
But print journalism, many journals and many newspapers have closed down and gone web. Do you believe that all newspapers will eventually go online?
So we separate between the physical form of the content, which in this case is the printed newspaper, and the content. When we say traditional print, we mean a bunch of journalists going around, finding good stories and delivering them. It doesn't really matter if it's on paper or on the web. And this is what exactly Aluf Ben, the chief editor of Haaretz, who was on the panel, was talking about. He said, yes, there are always those people who'd like to have the printed newspaper brought it to their home every morning. That's fine. But there are also many other people, mainly younger people, who wouldn't buy a Haaretz if it was not on the web. And with the web, they can know what stories interest people, who are the writers that are read the most. It opens a huge bunch of opportunities for them to use. And now it's up to the traditional media channels whether to use it or how to use it. But from the consumer's point of view, consumers love traditional media. Consumers want to consume media, they want to watch TV, they want to read newspaper. Some of them want to do it in print, some of them want to do it through their smartphones. It doesn't really matter. The content is what's important here.
And how are we doing content-wise? Is the content still the same as it's always been, or are we moving forward in that respect as well?
This is a great question. And let me tell you about an interesting study we just completed. It's a study that we did with Nielsen, the rating company, with the Keller-Fay Group, which is a market research company, and the CRE, which is a consortium involving all the major TV networks in the US. We monitored over time the viewing behavior and the communications of 1,700 Americans, a representative sample of the US population, and we saw what they're consuming, what they're talking about, and how the two influence each other. And what we saw is that people look at the traditional content, and then they add some content of their own to it. So I watch Game of Thrones, and then I blog on it, and then I post on my Facebook on it. I can tweet about it, and this cumulative body of content, that's the content that other people consume. So it's built around the traditional content, but then there are all kinds of levels that were created by users that are added to it. And this is richer, and this is nice, and people want to consume all of that.
So you're basically talking about a combination of traditional media in all its forms and social media mixed together.
Exactly. The metaphor I use is the metaphor of waterfall versus sprinkler. We say that it's not a waterfall, it's not a cascade where one generation is being replaced by another generation. It's a sprinkler. It's a true multi-channel world, and now it's up to the media to use the sprinkler and make the most out of it.
Dr. Renana, thank you very much.